Hello, my name's Alex from the Advent Label Applicator Company. This is just going to be a quick confirmation operation video for an Advent 200 that was purchased for this particular application. We just received the sample today. We only have one container, but we have the machine all set up, and we're just going to go over it really quickly so you can see how the machine works, and it just gets you situated very quickly when you receive the machine. So the heater has been on. It melts the glue, which is behind this blue plate right here. I'll just take a quick peek. You can see it's a nice clear color, slight amber to it. So that's glue in good condition. You always want to make sure that your glue level is about at least a ½ an inch away from the top. You could go up to about 3/8 of an inch. You always want to check your glue level. You'll get used to when to check, depending on how many labels you use. It takes about 90 minutes for the machine to warm up. You can see when it's at operating temperature, it spins very, very freely. And you have that nice high-pitched whine to it. Okay. So we have our labels. These are our label guides. We already have it adjusted, but if you needed to adjust it, you can move them left and right with the thumb locks. You grab your stack. You want to fan them forward a little bit. On this width label, I like to pinch it slightly. And then it just drops into place very nicely. And you can see how it kind of fans upwards when we have it inserted correctly. You can see it feeds a single label. And let me just go ahead and we have our guides, which are again thumb locks. You could adjust them left and right to adjust the placement of the label. You always want to make sure you have a little bit of play, as you can see here, so the labels, the container doesn't bind when it spins. We have the overhead pressure arm set correctly, and most importantly, we have this lid that has a little bit of a flange out to it, so we're able to move these supporting rollers to clear those high points. Okay. The other thing I want to point out is that if you leave your labels in here for too long, the labels will begin to curl up from the heat. So sometimes you might want to take them out. You could fan them forward, or you could reverse them. But let me just go ahead and put those back in. I didn't probably have to do that, but I just wanted to point that out if you're doing, if you come across that. So you can see it's nice and straight. Turn on the machine. 2 hands generally. Insert. It will take it out of your hand and then feed a single label onto there. And you can see it does a really nice job. Labels on there really nice and clean. Of course, these are white blanks. Peter, our engineer, did point out that if you are getting your labels sized for final printing, you might want to give yourself maybe another 1/8 of an inch clearance. Right now, the machine's accurate enough to deal with it, but it does give you a little bit more leeway because your container, especially since they're a fiber container, there might be a little bit more variance to it from container to container. So having a little bit more clearance just makes it a little bit easier to deal with. You can see there's the overlap. Usually it will be within a 1/16 of an inch. And of course it's doing a really great job. And of course what we have is a standard skip glue pattern, which only puts glue on the edges. The leading edge, in this case it's dependent on the label stock, but it's about 2.5 inches, and then about 3/4 inch on the trailing edge. And you can see that's on very, very secure. So you don't have to worry about labels popping off or anything like that. It's a permanent adhesion. But also the skip glue pattern lets you minimize your glue usage and allows that label to lay up really nicely without any bubbles or wrinkles. So I'm just going to take the same container. Again, 2 hands. Some people get practiced with 1 hand. I prefer 2 hands. You can see the standard overhead pressure arm will let the unfilled or light container spin consistently. It only puts a single label on. And it looks fantastic. Again, really, really perfect. So there's another one. So I just did about 2 or 3 right here, and you can see it looks fantastic. Very accurate. Again, you might want to give yourself a little bit more clearance on your final label, and looks perfect. So any questions, you can be reached at 800-846-7716. Thank you.